Hello, my name is Ahmed Gassama. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about a certain book under the name of The Post-American World, written by Fareed Zakaria. Fareed Zakaria is an Indian-American journalist and a political scientist. Zakaria is the host of CNN's Fareed Zakaria GPS and writes constantly for the Washington Post. In the book of The Post-American World, of course written by Fareed Zakaria, he asserts that the world will know the growth of different countries such as Indonesia, Brazil, Russia, Iran, Turkey, India, and mainly China. The growth of these nations is going to lead to the weakening of the United States, both politically and economically. Fareed Zakaria points also out to that the United States will no longer be the director or the police of the world, since these rising countries are going to place certain constraints on American power. In this video, I am going to focus on one chapter of the book, which is going to be the challenger. What Zakaria means by the challenger is that China is going to be probably the next challenger for the United States of America. The chapter begins by depicting Americans as a people who admire bigness, size, preferably super size. And this is mainly the reason why Americans are so amazed by China. It is a country with 1.3 billion people. It has 4 times American population. Zakaria adds that American missionaries and businessmen dreamed of the possibility of 1 billion souls to save and 2 billion armpits to deodorize. Napoleon said, "Let China sleep, for when China wakes, she will shake the world." For hundreds of years, China seemed to follow the instruction of Napoleon Bonaparte and stayed dormant to let other great nations dominating the world. After Mao Zedong left the power, things started to change and China woke up from the shackles of complacency. A fire sparkled in the heart of the dragon. After the economic reform in 1979, the new boss of the Communist Party, Deng Xiaoping, gave the most important speech in modern Chinese history, where he vowed to place ideology aside by being more pragmatic. Ding said, "It doesn't matter if it is a black cat or a white cat, as long as it can catch mice, it's still a good cat." Pursuing a path of modernization, the results seem to be astonishing. China has grown over 9% a year for almost 30 years, and it has moved around 4,000 million people out of poverty. The number of cars on China's roads has been growing by 26% a year. In 2008, China became America's biggest foreign creditor, surpassing Japan. During the Industrial Revolution, Britain was called the workshop of the world. However, with big corporations such as Walmart, that title belongs to China today. The economist Geoffrey Sachs puts it simply, China is the most successful development story in world history. So we can say that China's success represents the dream of every third world country. Democracy in China is not present since there is only one main political party, which is of course the Communist Party. China restricts or blocks any site that carries information it cannot control, including Google and of course social medias such as Facebook and Twitter. In 2008, a Chinese teacher uploaded pictures of a poorly built school that collapsed during an earthquake. However, he was sent to a labor camp for 12 months. Fareed Zakaria confirms that Chinese officials are spending a lot of time studying the policies of Japan and Sweden. These two countries created democracy while having one single party, which seems to show that China is on its way to democracy. China sought good relations with America as key to its progress because it wanted access to the world's largest market and most advanced technology, which points to the peaceful Chinese foreign policies. In fact, Chinese television aired a series named The Rise of the Great Nations, which was designed as an act of public education. This series covered the rise of nine great powers, from Portugal, Spain, to the Soviet Union and the United States. The basic message of this series is that a nation's path to greatness lies in its economic progress and that militarism and violent means will only lead to dead end. In short, the path toward power is through markets and not empires. China has also built peaceful ties with its neighbors in the East Asian Summit, where it has welcomed with open arms Philippines trade, and it has established reconciliation with Vietnam. However, some hostility with Japan is still taking place because of the history of the two countries. Chinese economic intervention in the African countries has nothing to do with politics, which was confirmed by China's foreign minister, who stated that business is business. We try to separate politics from business. Another point mentioned in the book is the religion of China. Chinese people do not believe in God. However, they govern their lives with the philosophy of Confucius. Confucius warned his people to believe in God, and instead one must focus on knowledge, ethics, social stability, and on creating a well-ordered civilization. In fact, during the Enlightenment, Confucius was very read and avidly read, especially by French philosophers such as Voltaire, Rousseau, D'Alembert, and Diderot. To oppose the divine law, Voltaire wrote about Confucius in his essay Sur les mœurs. He transformed China into a political utopia and the ideal state of an enlightened absolutism. As for Leibniz, he said that we need missionaries from the Chinese who might teach us to use and practice of natural religion. One must honestly ask, what does religion have to do with foreign policy? Historically, European and Muslim states were influenced to spread their beliefs around the world, either Christianity or Islam. Fareed Zakaria states that Christians and Muslims considered spreading their beliefs as a divine mission to convert other nations. As for Britain and the United States, their Protestant spirit played a certain role in their foreign policies. However, China doesn't need to spread anything to anyone beside economy and markets. Different voices claim that China wants to assert its power on the rest of the world by mentioning the fact that China is threatening Taiwan to use force as well as the violent policies considered implied by the Chinese government on the Uyghurs, who are seen as a separatist group in western China, and whom ethnicity is traced to the ancient enemies of China, the Mongols and the Turks. However, China regards these issues as a domestic matter. Many neoconservative politicians and some Pentagon officials warned about the rise of China, and they depicted it as a threat to the American national interests and American ideals. Finally, I would like to say that the way the two countries will handle their diplomatic relations with each other will tremendously determine the peace of the world. For more videos about American studies, you can subscribe to my channel.